Hello you lovely people, and welcome back to my channel Cook with Joy. For today's recipe, I'm going to be sharing a homemade chicken pot pie recipe. I thought this is a great comforting recipe for fall and for the cooler months coming up. This is going to be a gluten-free version of chicken pot pie, so I hope you enjoy this recipe. Also, I am going to be sharing kind of a recipe within a recipe. It is my recipe for a basic white sauce. It is a sauce that you could change into almost anything. It is a great replacement for the cream of soups. I know a lot of chicken pot pie recipes call for cream of chicken soup, but this is a homemade version. It is healthier, lower in sodium, and doesn't have the preservatives that some of the pre-made cream of soups have. But I did want to share this with you because it is something that I use regularly, and it is going to be the base of the inside of this pie. For the crust, you will need gluten-free flour, salt, milk, and butter. And if you do need this to be dairy-free, you can easily sub the milk and butter for plant-based choices. I actually am not going to show the whole process of making this. This pie crust is very simple. I made it in my video last week for the apple crumb pie. Basically, you mix the gluten-free flour and the salt together, and then you cut in the butter and slowly add in the milk. And I will definitely have the ingredients and exact measurements for this recipe down in my description box, so check that out. But I decided not to show that process again since I just showed that in my video last week. For the inside of this pie, you will of course need chicken. I'm choosing to use chicken breasts, and I will just cook it in the Instant Pot. You could also use canned chicken if you want something easier and quicker. I also am going to be using some mixed vegetables. And then for this cream of soup, you will need milk, gluten-free flour, butter, chicken broth, and I'm choosing to use this bone broth just to make it a little bit healthier. And then for this version, I'm going to be using rosemary, thyme, and sage, and also some salt and pepper. Again, if you need this to be dairy-free, you can definitely sub out the milk and the butter for plant-based versions. So now that I have my chicken and vegetables mixed, I'm gonna go ahead and work on the simple white sauce. So you're just gonna take your butter and melt that. Then you're going to add your flour, and you're gonna mix it into a roux. Next, you're gonna slowly add in your broth and then the milk. Next, I'm going to mix these spices in and then just stir it, incorporate it, and let it boil for a while so that it gets thickened. And then I will add this to the chicken and vegetable mixture. Okay, while I was preparing the other parts of the pie, I just had my crust wrapped in saran wrap, and I had it chilling in the refrigerator just so it's a little bit easier to work with. And I'm just gonna go ahead and spray my pie pan with olive oil. And then what I have to do with this dough is just kind of press it into the pan. I talked about this in my video last week when I shared the apple pie recipe. Because this is gluten-free crust, it's not really easy to work with as far as rolling it out. So it just works better to press it in the pan. But I'm gonna go ahead and assemble this pie. Okay, tonight I'm making this extra comforting and I am serving this chicken pot pie with some homemade mashed potatoes. You could certainly do some sort of like cracker and butter type top, or you could just serve it on its own. It's quite good on its own as well. And of course, I am going to do the taste test for you. That is so good. You can definitely taste that buttery flavor in there. This is going to be a perfect dinner for tonight. It's been raining off and on all day here in Austin. Even though the high, I think, was still in the 80s, it still feels very cozy outside because of the rain. Okay, you lovely people, that is all I have for today's recipe. I hope you enjoyed learning how to make this homemade gluten-free chicken pot pie. You'll have to let me know if you give this recipe a try. But as always, thank you so much for watching this video until the end, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.